today's competitive world of YouTube, it's getting harder and harder to grow. But there's still one powerful niche that can help you stand out and grow quickly. And that's stick figure animation. Just look at these channels. They're pulling in millions of views, and some of them are making over $5,000 a month, according to Social Blade. The best part, these videos are incredibly easy to make, and you can adapt this method to any niche, whether it's finance, motivation, self-improvement, or education. In this video, I'm going to break down the entire step-by-step process so you can start creating your own viral stick figure animations today. Let's get started. The first step is to write your script. I'm using ChatGPT for this, and here's the prompt I'll enter. Write a 30-second motivational script about self-improvement. You can modify the prompt however you like, depending on your video's theme. I'll drop this prompt in the description so you can copy or customize it easily. Once you hit generate, ChatGPT will give you a complete script in just seconds. Now that we have our script ready, let's turn it into a voiceover. For voiceovers, one of the best tools is 11 Labs. It's a paid tool, but they do offer a free trial with around 10,000 credits, which is enough to get started. I've added the link in the description for you. Paste your script into 11 Labs. Then browse through the voice options. You can listen to different voices and choose the one that fits your vibe. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. I have never been hurt by anything I didn't say. Love all. Trust a few. Do wrong to none. A single rose can be my garden. Single friend my world. Personally, I like the Chris voice. It sounds confident and motivational. So I selected that and clicked on Generate Speech. Every great transformation begins with a single small step. Once it's done, just download your voiceover file. Now that we have both the script and the voiceover, it's time to build the visuals. For that, we're using Canva, an excellent tool for content creators. Open Canva, select the video format, and choose the standard video size. First, upload the voiceover. Once uploaded, drag it into the timeline. Next, let's add a background. You can keep it simple with a light background color or search for paper background in the Elements tab. These work really well with stick figures, and many viral channels already use them. If you want something different, try searching for textures to find more unique background options. Once you've picked one, make sure to extend its timing to match the length of your audio. Now comes the fun part, adding the stick figure animations. Go to Elements and search for stick figures. Then click on Graphics. You'll find plenty of options here. To match the visuals with your voiceover, play the first part of your audio to understand what kind of action or expression you need. Every great transformation begins with a single. You're creating stick figure animation videos on YouTube. Every small detail matters, from your script to your voiceover, to the visuals, to the timing. In today's competitive YouTube world, growing a channel is getting harder and harder. But the process you're about to follow is the same one used by channels that are already pulling in millions of views. And everything you're going to do starts with the same simple steps you've already seen. Writing the script, generating the voiceover, building visuals in Canva, and synchronizing everything to create a smooth, clean, final animation. When you reach the part of your script that talks about transformation, the visuals need to match that concept exactly. Since the voiceover is saying something about transformation, you'll want a stick figure that visually reflects transformation. That's where splitting the audio timeline becomes important. You locate the exact point where the word transformation begins, split the audio timeline to isolate that part, and search for a relevant stick figure graphic that fits the meaning. Here's something the transcript already emphasizes: consistency. To maintain consistency across your entire animation, you pick a single stick figure style that you feel fits your video's tone. Then, from that graphic, you click the three dots and open the creator's profile. This step is extremely helpful because it gives you access to dozens of stick figures made in the exact same style. When all your figures match visually, your final video looks clean, professional, and naturally appealing. Once you find the right stick figure, you add it to your scene. Most of the time, you'll need to increase its size so it stands out clearly on your background. This leads you to the next step: adding the text that matches your voiceover. You simply press the letter T on your keyboard to add a new text box. Position it on the side of the scene and type the word you need, like transformation. You already know what font was used, Chewy. It's bold, it's playful, and it fits beautifully with stick figure animations. After placing the text, you adjust the size, align it properly, and change the color. The color chosen is dark red because the goal is to make it pop visually. With the stick figure and the text both placed correctly, the first part of your animation becomes ready, and the process begins to repeat for every single part of your voiceover. When the next section of the audio begins, like the phrase small step, you listen to that exact portion and repeat the process. Split the timeline around that phrase, find the appropriate stick figure for that moment, and add the matching text. The transcript gives an important tip here. If your text has 2 words, use 2 different colors. This simple trick helps the visual feel more dynamic and keeps the viewer's attention on the screen. You can make one word black and the other red. It's a small creative choice, but it makes a big difference. Now, repeating these steps is key. Every time the voiceover changes ideas, you sync the visual elements with it. If you notice pauses or gaps in your voiceover, that tells you exactly what to do. Split the clip and remove the silent parts. This keeps the pacing smooth and prevents viewers from losing interest. It also highlights that all the parts eventually get done one by one, but there's another layer of creativity you can apply: timing effects. If you want 2 words to appear one after another, you don't need complex animations. You simply duplicate the text element, adjust the first version so it appears at the exact time you want, then adjust the timing of the second text so it appears right after the first one disappears. For example, when the voice says, "every great trans," you make the first part appear, then have the second word, "transformation," show up afterward. You place it where the first text was, and by fine-tuning the timing, you align it perfectly with the spoken words. Syncing timing with the voiceover is crucial because it helps the message feel more powerful and intentional. Next, moves into background music. If you want background music, something motivational, you search for motivational in Canva's audio library. Then you preview tracks until you find one that enhances your video. If none of the in-app music feels right, you go to pixabay.com, which already describes as a great source for free, copyright-free music. There, you search for terms like inspirational, listen to the available tracks, and choose one that fits the tone of your animation. Once you download the music, you upload it into Canva. Then you drag the audio into the timeline, starting at the beginning of your video. You double-click to adjust the start position if needed. The transcript reminds you about something extremely important. Lower the volume. You never want the music to overpower the voiceover. The voiceover must stay clear, strong, and perfectly audible at all times. Emphasize the essence of what the visuals represent: transformation, taking small steps, and showing up daily, even when it's hard. It talks about growth living in uncomfortable moments, about doubt, effort, and invisible progress. It describes every drop of sweat and every tiny choice as something that is shaping the future version of you. It reminds you that you don't need to have everything figured out, and that belief in yourself is enough to take the next step. All of those lines form the emotional foundation of your video, and your entire animation visually supports those lines.